Hey, welcome to the DBB channel. Today we're going to do the last portion, alright, which is basically the green AOT. I have here with me Marcus, which is the guy behind Geekstack. We're going to talk about how the whole green AOT works. So first card first is Kenny Ackerman. It has a blue or red card on your opponent area, reduce the energy requirement by 1. Not generic,
move on.
Nothing much to say. Okay, next we have something very interesting. Kenny himself again with 4-2-3, sorry. Activate main. You can only activate this during the turn it was played. Choose one character on your opponent front line with BP equal or less than this character and retire it. Alright, activate main, place one card from your hand to the outside area. This character get plus 1k during this turn. So essentially telling you 4-2 special. Because green AOT have no generic special. I mean there's one, but the other special that you can play is actually quite interesting. But yeah, so I guess they have a secondary removal, but it's very interesting because you have to pay 2 AP and it's card 1 card just to remove a 4k body. What do you think about this?
I'm not too sure, man. This doesn't feel like a good card, but doesn't feel too bad. I mean,
we have to see, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see what other support there is. This card might not even be played. It's 4-2.
Right. Okay, next we have this guy licking off the floor. Rod Reese. Alright, on play, choose out to one other character in the area and gain plus 1k. 015, 500, not even 5k. Draw one card as a trigger. What do you think?
I mean, for me, I see this green deck because we have already seen through the card pool. Energy is more favored, so cards already plus 1k. Their bodies are already big. I don't think the 1k matters to them.
That's true. But however, it does play into this raid, and it's only one raid target. So, raiding it, this character get plus 2k, and it is an active character on your opponent front line, it gains damage too. And on retire, draw one card. So, the Rod Reese is just basically the card that we saw just now, just one copy only. So there's only 4 targets in your deck to raid, but however, the effect does seems very promising because it's 6k double damage. So, but of course, the consistency is not there. But,
Definitely.
But it's actually not that bad.
I'm not so sure, man. Usually cards that has only one raid target, tough. I think
Don't rely on it. Rely on it.
I mean, there's a few cards that have shown that it's not as reliable. Like, I think Muzan with Enmu. But, I mean, Muzan naturally draw more, so maybe that's still
this deck don't really draw. I don't think so.
Then, I mean, another card that would be like that, I think Jogo. From, man.
Let's not remind about the bad past. Alright, let's move on. So let's talk about Card Titan. Alright, so just a generic return one character and add it to a hand.
But this deck might need to play it, right?
Yes, and it's actually a Titan holder. So I think that's very important because these traits, they're all playing towards something. Alright, so move on. Next card is actually, what's the name? Pure Titan, Small Stature Titan. On play, draw one card. It might seem very simple, but honestly, when we look at the other card pool, you realize why these kind of cards are important for the deck. Next, we move on to the next one.
Oh, another draw.
Pure Titan, Zik Mate Titan. Alright, on play, draw one card, place one card to the outside area. I like the stats, let's be honest. 2-1-3, draw trigger. On play, draw one, discount one. This card just screams value, early game aggression, and really plays into how the whole Pure Titan is going to work out, which is playing towards the Monkey Titan. Alright, next we have Pure Titan, Lurking Titan. Alright, 0-1-2, just a pretty generic card, active trigger. I was hoping it was draw, but I guess, well. Next we have another Titan, Beard Titan. Alright, 2.5, draw 1.
I guess some of these cards have no choice but to play because of their trait.
Yes, correct.
Which, and then again, is a draw trigger, not bad. 1 cost 2.5. Can be played in the front line to potentially guard against those 2k, you know?
Yep. And then moving on, alright, we have Email, Impact Negate, Titan Holder, 2-1-3, Impact Negate. Pretty good stats once again. This kind of stats card usually helps in the early game, but not maybe not even useful in the late game. So we shall see. Alright, what other cards actually help this? Next we have the Handsome Man, Zig Jaeger. Alright, just a generic 0-1-5. Next we have his own Zig Jaeger again. Activate main, rest his card. Choose one pure Titan on the area and give it plus 1k.
Oh.
Yes.
Remember?
All is correct. We have a lot of 2.5, 3k bodies in the front row. And it helps them to hit numbers. Alright. And there's one more card that actually helps the whole deck to hit numbers actually. Which is actually the raid target itself. Let's jump into that straight away.
But the good thing is, it's you remember in our previous video, the red or blue where there's such an effect.
Red.
But we didn't really like it because it wasn't a red target.
Right.
Yeah, but this one it's a red target.
So basically you can rest this card, then raid it, and then be useful again.
Value.
Okay. Why is it so value? Because there's this Monkey Titan, which is pretty strong. So not Monkey, Beast Titan. Oh my god,
monkey. Call it a monkey.
Reduce the required energy of this card in all places other than area by 1 for each pure Titan area. So potentially you can actually reduce it to 0 if you want to. Why? Doesn't matter. Alright, Raid Zeke Jaeger, all pure Titans on play get plus 1k. The stats is strong. Activate mean once per turn, choose out to one pure Titan area, give it plus impact 1. And if the character is on the front line, all your pure Titan get another 1k. So it's telling you, let's all charge at the enemy with 4k stats. Pretty anime accurate, I would say, because it's just dumb stats.
But the downside is still 7 energy. But you reduce cost. So
Yes.
I mean, one way to see it is when you want to raid this card is when you have maybe 3 pure Titan in front, right?
Right, then it's gonna 4. 4 energy is pretty self-sufficient.
Yeah.
And yeah. And next card, how we gonna flood the board, right? Zeke Jaeger again. If there are 3 or more pure Titan area, this character plus 5k. 500, sorry. So it's just it's actually 1.5. So we missed out 1k there. So it's actually a 4k. Oh man, this is actually a lot better than I thought. Alright. On playing play out to 1 pure Titan with required energy 2 or less and AP 1 from your hand to the area it rested. So this is how you actually flood the board. And this helps you to just do more better swings. So far we have been reading the pure Titans have all been just raw bodies.
I mean, you can see why they never give a double energy for the pure Titan, like so many. Like, I think that's one way to see it, that they want you to play towards that direction.
Right, but there's actually one pure Titan that is double energy.
I mean, good to have, you know.
Yes, on retire you can play one pure Titan card with required energy 2 or less and AP 1 from your hand to your area rested. Not sure when will you push it in front for the opponent to just kill it.
Yeah,
off.
I would rather have it stabilize my energy.
Right. But I mean, there's a choice for you, I guess. So next we have Annie. On play, draw 1, discard 1, best card, enough said. Especially is a red target as well. Next we have the 1 cost Annie Searcher. Review out the top 3 cards of the deck. Review up to 1 Marlin Warrior or Pure Titan, add it to your hand and place it to the bottom of the deck. If you place 1 card, drop discard it. So basically it's a Searcher. I would say pretty good because you can play it with Zeke Jaeger as well. Next, the active trigger. And why I like this card being active is because it's a red target. Why not, right? And it gives energy, which is what green really needs. And it has its own red target as well. Alright. Annie, at the moment when you raid a Marlin Warrior from your hand, reduce the energy requirement of that card by 1. And on play, choose up to play out the 1 green character card required 3 energy or less, AP 1 to your area rested. And on retire, return up to 1 red source from this character to your hand. So basically, Annie goes back to your hand.
Also, I want to touch on something is that I think just now we mentioned about the Beast Titan, right?
Right.
I'm not sure if the effect is wrong, but I think the effect seems to be wrong. It seems to be like you only can reduce the energy or if opponent have it. I'm not sure. The phrasing seems a bit weird for me.
Okay, so I think
I think
okay, let me try to clarify for you what it means. Right?
Yeah,
Reduce the required energy of this card in all places other than your area. So means if it's in a drop zone, it's cheaper. If it's in your hand, it's cheaper. So you can actually color this. Interestingly. Right.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
So that's what he's actually trying to say.
Oh.
So it's just a very weird wording, but just telling you that on the field, it's actually a 7 energy card still. But if it's not on the field, it's actually a discounted card all over the place.
Wow. Okay,
Yes.
okay. Now it makes sense.
Wow is correct. Why? Because we're gonna talk about Bird Hope now. I don't really know how to
Hoover. Let's call him Hoover.
Hoover. Okay. But in the anime, it's called Bird Hope though. I don't know. Okay. Basically, the generic activate mean retire this card at the end of turn by generating 1 more energy. But it's good now because it's actually a red target. Right. Gonna move on and play this card next. On play, draw 1 if you have 6 or more energy. Pretty nice. 3/1 2.5. Now, I like this color a lot. Very simple effect. Generate energy in the front line. Okay.
1.5k though.
But however, it generates energy on the front line. So that's what something I like. It helps you hit that odd number of energy sometimes. And it's a red target, so why not? And of course, we talk about the tank cost rate, the colossal titan itself. So the number of cards when you are in front line, you can place on the front line is reduced by 1. Why? I think it's a balance because it's actually a 6k body. 6k body is pretty wow. Alright, it's impact 1, damage 3. On play, retire all characters on an opponent frontline with required energy of 0. This character cannot be chosen by opponent character effect or trigger effect during this turn. Okay, so now you mentioned, required energy of 0. So imagine you're fighting a mirror with a Beast Titan. They cannot kill it because in the area, it's actually a 7 cost too. So I think that's why they word it that way. So that you don't get killed by this Colossal Titan out of nowhere. Right, which is not supposed to be how it is, especially because they are the same team. Alright, so that energy though, I am not too sure how consistent you're going to play this. But however, there are actually cards that actually support you playing this.
This card is definitely very hard to play because firstly, good thing is it's 6k. So on top of the 10 energy, right, you also prevent yourself from having an extra spot in the front line. Because naturally we always have 4.
Right.
But then by playing this, you're removing 1. You're denying yourself 1 extra bot.
Right, but it's a very reliable blocker, but you still eat 1 damage basically. If opponent can just...
If you're playing towards in a sense, this card is playing towards the late game. Late game means what? Means you want to have enough body that can block.
Right, but you're sacrificing yourself, so very conflicting.
6k though, guard against a lot of special. Not many decks can touch 6k.
Right, but live special though.
Which is why they give you that 1 turn protection.
1 turn.
Yeah, and that's all.
That's true. Okay, next we have Reiner, my favorite boy. Generic 0. Next one we have, if at 6 more generated energy, this card plus 1k. So it's 314 double energy.
Kurapika.
Next we have Reiner himself again. On play, draw 2 cards and place 1 card to the outside area. It's AP2, but you must be thinking why the effect and the cost is so weird. It's because it generates 3 energy. Holy shit. 3 energy, 4k. So after you generate enough energy already, this card you can push it in front to start aggression. But that's pretty much about it. Because the main card I want to talk about is actually the Armor Titan himself, Red Reiner, Impact 1, Impact Negate, Opponent turn. At the moment your opponent chooses this card with choose this character with a character effect or event effect, they must pay 1 additional AP. So what do you think about this card? Let's not forget, it's actually a 5k body as well.
It reminds me of Gojo. I think there's not many cards in this game that require you to pay AP when you touch them. So this is definitely a good card in terms of that. Helps you to be a bit more defensive,
Right.
I think decks that require several stacks just to kill a monster will definitely find it hard to play around. Because every time I want to touch it, it doesn't work. So like Mahito, -1k,
right.
Crollo, -3k. It just doesn't get the job done in one go,
Yes.
Yeah.
So this one makes opponent harder to even do anything.
I think Purple Lantica will find it hard also.
Right. Because they have to touch it quite a number of times.
Yeah, just to keep. But if let's say they want to touch it even once, they have to keep that 1 AP,
Right. That's correct. Okay. Next we have the Field Spell. Activate when rest this card, place 1 card from your hand to the outside area. This card plus 1 energy, so it's basically a truck.
Yeah.
From Lancelot. 3 energy instead of 1 to 3. So I think pretty nice and actually allow you to have at least 2 energies at the start. So if you really need that 1 extra energy, you can be desperate.
Desperate.
Okay. Next we have a very interesting color actually. It's actually the Strange, I think. Titan Drop.
This set we seem to be seeing a few event colors.
Right. They're just basically making UA in a different way now. The effect is look at top 4, review out to 1 card among them, add it to hand. If it's a Titan, Pure Titan or Zig Jäger, you will basically restand. Not sure how I feel about this because it's actually an event, not a body. But however, it's a searcher for your Pure Titan and as well as Zig Jäger or Road Risk.
You get to restand an AP, so it's a free search.
Right.
Works like the Hashira. You think about it, the Hashira event.
Correct. But Hashira is mid-game bodies, but Pure Titan is early game bodies. So
okay.
I'm quite conflicted about that. Because
you can see it as 4 cards that tin your deck, I guess.
And it's a color, so I guess if you really love it, you can just still play it anyway.
Will you play 4 pieces of it though?
Honestly, I will actually play this card instead because it helps the aggression. It generates energy line. So why not? And it's a color as well. Right, so that's how I'll build my deck. Next we have a very interesting special. Okay, it's called We Settled This Right Here, Right Now. So if you guys don't watch the anime, this scene gives me goosebumps. Alright, so if you guys haven't watched AOT, please watch it and you understand why this card or why this scene is so cool. Okay, choose one of the following effects. It has a character in your area with Reiner Braun in his name. It's all instead. Let's not forget, it's 9 energy. 9 energy AP2. It gotta be good, right? Look at top 7 card of the deck. Reveal up to 2 green character card among them, add it to your hand, and place the remaining to the bottom of the deck. Play up to 2 green character cards with required energy of 4 or higher, and an AP cost of 1 from your hand to the front line, and set them to active, or rate them into characters on your area. So it's basically telling you, look at top 7, play big bodies. But itself is 9 costs. How often you're gonna get the 9? It's actually impossible.
I'm not sure how, man. Like,
I mean, there are cards that generate 3, generate 2, but if you consistently see it another way, usually you generate 8 reliably with Lancelot like that. But you still need to have that 3, that odd number. Maybe that color trigger helps, but it's just 1.5. You get touched too easily. Like an accidental color trigger kills it. So, but however, there's one more card that actually helps this whole synergy. Which basically, are we doing it now, here? So it's actually a scene connection, right? So what's the effect? You can only use this once per turn. Choose one card on your area and give it plus generate 2 more energy during this turn. If there's a character on your area with Berto in his name, choose up to 1 character, 1 AP and set it to active. So basically a free event, but it gives plus 2 more energy. So actually this really helps you to hit that 9 energy reliably, but it's still a bit crazy, right? Because the whole deck just tells you what?
yeah, no, but there's one thing that I'm seeing now. There seems to be a problem with the hand size. If I were to play a lot of cards like this, naturally, if I don't draw from it, my hand size is burnt.
It's funny how the red color of AOT gets so much draw, but the other colors which really requires a draw don't get any draw.
Yeah.
Right. But however, you can play this event on top of this card, and this card will generate 3 energy in your front line. So actually that's pretty interesting if you ask me. And this reliably helps you to rate it to your 10 cost. And then with any, which is one card that you play together, it reduces that one.
I mean, one way to see the special is that I can use it to spawn 2 6k bodies. But
yeah,
that's on the caveat that you see, if I spawn 2 6k body, it just means that I only have two characters in front, you know.
I mean,
like there's only 2. So it's very sad to see that the 6k body, usually you only want to play 1 in front.
correct. And let's not forget, you actually need 9 energy to play this card in the first place. So that's actually a pretty high wall. Not sure how I feel about this, but definitely Colossal Titan is definitely something that I really like.
Yeah, I like this card too. It's
yeah.
probably the best green card for MHA for now.
Yep. Next, we move on
MHA.
to
AOT.
AOT. Next, we'll be talking about Final, Marlin Warriors.
Top of final? What is the top of final?
Nothing much to talk about. Another generic special. Luckily, they have a generic special if you want to pivot to this. Zeke Yeager, just 4K and 3K and 5K. And fortunately, there are 2 more cards that actually help this deck, which is come from the ST, the promos. So first, we have another Colossal Titan. And same effect whereby opponent need to pay all my additional AP if they want to touch this card. So pretty nice, 4/1/4, good stats. And it has a very interesting effect as well. Choose up to 1 character when you're on play, front line, 2k or less you retire. If you have 8 or more generated energy, it's 4k or less.
Though it's 2 AP though.
Yes, it doesn't play well to the special, not sure why, again. But I think if you can special, find 2 cards, play in front, you have a lot of energy by then because you have 9 energy at least. Then you can final play this card and then opponent just blast their board. But I think it's a bit copium. So let's move on. Next, the other promo. This card cannot be played in the energy line. When you front line, the number of cards you can play on the front line is reduced by 1.
Once
However,
again.
on play, choose out the 1 field card of opponent area and retire it. So it destroys the basement. Quite similar to the enemy.
Just by looking at this card, I personally feel I'll never play baseball already. You know.
But however, that's about it for green. Pretty interesting so far.
I feel like if I were to rank them in my own personal opinion, I mean you can rate yours. For me, I will rank the red to be first, followed by blue, then green. Do you share that sentiment?
In terms of card quality, red definitely first, blue, then green.
Yeah.
And for me, I have a history of buying bad decks, and I actually bought green AOT.
Congratulations. I mean, many people seem to be looking forward to blue more than all the other colors. Yeah, many has speculated that blue seems to be the meta, which could be, but my personal opinion would stand that red would be meta.
Definitely. And I mean, I like UA because it's so casual, and I like armor, or rather armor titan. So I'm gonna make this deck try to work. I don't really know, but yeah, I'll be sharing gameplay of these AOT cards as soon as I can, so do stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching till the end, and do consider subscribing, dropping a like and a comment if you guys do enjoy the content.